Everybody get it? All right. So, this week's stuff's really in chapter 11 and 12, and that has to do with advanced drawing techniques. And we're gonna talk about some of the different things, but we're really going to focus only on one type of drawing view for this class and this week. The rest of it we'll get into a little bit deeper in the spring. So, this is what we're going to try to do this week. Okay, this is what we're doing. So we've got this part. And this part has an angled face on it, and we'll call it an inclined face. So it's not straight with the world. It's on an angle, and that angled face actually has some features on it that we need to detail, that we need to explain, we need to show. If I have an angled face and I look at it straight from the top, that's not going to be the true shape and size of that angled face. It's distorted, right? If I look at it from the side, it's not going to be the true shape and size of that face. It's also distorted because it's on an angle going, away from us or toward us, whichever way it may be going. I can't look at it from the principal drawing views that we've learned to this point because all those views will project and create that feature to be distorted in shape and size. So the circles will look like what? Ellipses, right? And the rectangles won't be the true shape and size. So our goal here is to create these drawing views that show the true shape and size of the features that we're working with. That's our goal. So we have to create a special view, and that special view is called an auxiliary view, and we're projecting it onto a plane that is parallel to the inclined face. Okay, so we'll try to look at that, a little differently here. So we have, what we're used to as a front view, a right side view, and a top view. And in those views, you can see what I'm talking about the distortion happening with that angled face. So none of those circles appear as holes. They appear as ellipses. The distances from here, would measure differently than here, right? Because it's measuring a different direction, So I don't get the true shape and size in the top view or the right side view. And there's features on that angled face that really require some attention. And so I'm going to create this auxiliary view. And the method that we're going to use for all this class is going to be that partial auxiliary view that you see up there at the very end. So we're really only worried about what's happening right along this face right here, right? This is the only thing we're concerned with. This is what the whole view looks like, but this is ultimately what we want right here, just that one face. Okay? So the way that works is, we determine a spot up here and everything projects straight, perpendicular, and parallel. And we'll do this in AutoCAD together. But we just project that stuff up. I think I got another slide here that'll show that maybe a little bit better. No, maybe not. Maybe we'll come back to it. Again, we're talking about some different views. Sometimes you may want to show how a part relates to another part. In this case, we've got this V block. And we can show that the yoke would be positioned on the V block. So the V block's the related part. It's really not specified in this drawing how to make the V block, but it shows you how it relates to the yoke. And so it's shown with phantom lines there, just kind of outlining what it is. So this particular drawing's got a lot of stuff going on. It's got, a front view, right side view, top view. We've got two partial views. They got a partial left side and a partial bottom. We got an auxiliary view, and we also have a detail view. And that's really not uncommon in the real world to have all these different types of variations, because if you can, the parts that we've been doing up to this point are pretty straightforward and simple, right? Nice straight edges, not a whole lot going on. But in the real world, there's crap going every direction, right? So you can kind of see the complexity of that part, and that's not uncommon at all to see something like that. So you may have a drawing that has all those different types of views, and we can identify those, right? These next couple of slides will have us identify them, but I don't think we need to go through them individually. We can tell that this one labeled detail B is the detail view, right? we can tell that these that have these squiggly broken out lines here are which type of views? Partial. And we can tell that this one that's on the weird angle is auxiliary views, right? And so that's what, that's what we want to be able to recognize. So I don't think we need to go through all those nice and slow like that. So here we're actually creating the auxiliary view and how things come in AutoCAD. So you've gotten comfortable making the principal views. We may have a little work to do how to place these ellipses in the principal views, because that's something that you haven't done before. So I'm going to work through that today. But I need you to really wrap your mind around knowing that I can get my screen on yours, Justice. Here we go. Knowing that, what was I saying? Oh, that a hole on an inclined surface will be an ellipse, okay? And we just need to project and find all the critical points of the ellipse, and we can create it. The auxiliary view, what's important with the auxiliary view is this angle right here of this face, okay? So we need parallel lines to this face. What's an easy way to draw parallel lines in AutoCAD? Anybody know? Well, maybe if you're real careful. It's not necessarily the easiest way. Offset, right? Offset is by far and away the easiest way to draw a parallel line. So I could offset this line so far this way, right? And it comes up here looking like that, right? And then I could offset it again, and it comes up here looking like this, right? And now I can just connect these up. And I got that face kind of outlined, right? And then I have to project up the center lines and the ellipses, and that's what we're going to kind of do together. It's kind of hard for me to do with this mouse, but the ideal is that these lines are parallel to this face. These will be 90 degrees to one another, parallel, all squared up there. If it's a rectangle, it could be an ellipse, it could be a circle. Doesn't have to always be a rectangle. The kicker is, if this part did not have that hole in it, and it did not have this groove in it, you wouldn't need an auxiliary view just because it's got an angled face. It's only when you have an angled face that has some features on it that need some attention. Does that kind of make sense?
So either one gives you.
Yeah, I mean, you won't see this notch as a true shape or size in any one of the principal views, and you won't see this hole as a true shape or size in the principal views. If neither of those were there, you would not need an auxiliary view because there's nothing there that we're worried about. We just know where the edges of the faces are at, and we know the width and the height of it. I see some wheels turning there.
Well, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt class.
Yeah.
So the principal view doesn't distort the size of the
So
face. So how are we going?
So the principal view, the width here is not distorted in this view. What's distorted is the height.
Right.
Okay. And the height's going to be distorted over here. This way the distortion happens over here, and this way we're still good. So that's a good point. You don't have a true view except for right here, but the overall height of where that edge is at. So you wouldn't necessarily have, you could clearly define that with these kind of dimensions here, right? And you know where this is at. Right. So if there weren't any features on there, you wouldn't need the auxiliary views because you found all the edges. So when we project all this out, if you take everything along, you get something like this. One of the things that I want us to do for this class and for the majority of your studies here is when we create an auxiliary view, we are only worried about that inclined face. So what that means is I don't want to include this, right? I don't want to include this. I don't need this hidden line anywhere. I don't need these sticking up here. I don't need this, right? And I don't need these. What I need is just this face. Oh, I was doing good there for a minute. So that's all I need, just that face and that hole.